Daily log page is something you'll do every day. On the top left, you put the date. You got March 12th, 2024. On the top line, it's gonna say name of carrier or carriers. That's gonna be the company name. You can spell out the full name, no acronyms or abbreviations. So we're gonna use the school name.
Hold on, we doing this on this, right?
No, that's something I'm doing with him.
All right.
So he can figure out how to do the log. I'm gonna do that with you guys when I get finished this.
All right.
So Allstate, career, school. Alright. On the second line, it says main office address. We want to use the school address, which is 50 West Powhatan Ave. That's going to be Essington, PA. Alright. The very next line under it says home terminal address. We're going to use the address of the range. That's going to be 40 Nars Street. And that's going to be in Chester, PA. Follow me? Alright, to the far left, you got two boxes. The first box says total miles driving today, and the second box is total mileage today. That's if you're driving a tractor or any vehicle, commercial vehicle. Or you're not driving anything, so you're just gonna put NA for both boxes. Then you have the rectangle box under it. This will be the information to your tractor and trailer. The numbers on your vehicle, we don't have that either, so it's gonna be NA. Going to the two lines to the right. The first line is going to be the driver's full signature. You do not sign that until your log is complete for the day, because that's certifying your log. Going to the next line to the right, it's going to be co-driver's name. You don't have a co-driver, so that's going to be NA as well. Here in this section, you got five sections. Off duty, sleeping berth, driving, on duty, and the remarks section. Your daily log is set up on a 24-hour grid. So from 12 a.m., 1, 2, 3 a.m., 4 a.m., all the way up to 12 noon. Then you got 1 p.m., 2 p.m., 3 p.m., all the way up to 12 a.m. All right. In between the little lines, you have, they go up in 15-minute increments. So you got 12 a.m., 12:15, 12:30, 12:45, 1 a.m. So, the reason why I gave you a ruler, you don't have to copy this yet. But you want to use a ruler because you want to keep your lines straight. So if a DOT officer pull you over, it's legible. So classroom starts at 1:30, correct? So you're going to start with your first line on the off duty. And you're going to do it right in the center. So from 12 a.m. 12 a.m. all the way up to 1:30 p.m. So basically you're stating that from 12 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. you was off duty. Now the next line you have sleeping berth, that's if you're sleeping in the truck. You have the driving line if you're actually driving the truck. And then you have the on duty not driving. So that's basically if you're working in a terminal or something but not driving. So now we go from off duty, our status is going to change at 1:30 p.m. So we're going to go from 1:30 p.m. off duty down to 1:30 p.m. on duty, not driving, because we were in the classroom. So you take the line. All right. So at 1:30 p.m. Now in our remarks section is where we're stating what city we in, what state, and what we doing at that time. So at the 1:30 p.m., you want to make what we call a flag. So you'll make a flag at 1:30. On top of the line, you're going to write the city and state. Again, you don't never want to abbreviate the state. So write out the full state. And the reason why we don't abbreviate it is because if you get pulled over, the cop that's pulling you over, he don't know what the abbreviation may mean. So now under that line, you always specify what you're doing. So when you first start your day off, you got to the terminal, whatever the case may be, it's something called pre-trip inspection. That's checking over your truck. You can abbreviate pre-trip inspection, so you'll put PTI. Because we can abbreviate it because too many words to write in that little section. Now, as you're getting good and more experienced, your PTI should only last about 15 minutes. So from that 1:30 mark up to 1:45, you'll make a little hook. So that hook represents, it's telling me at 1:30 you came on to work, you're an S10PA, you're doing a pre-trip inspection, and it took you 15 minutes to do it. So now, although you don't want to do your log in advance, that's called cookie cutter, or cheating the system. I'm going to show the log completely all the way through as if we take our breaks and then go home, so you have an understanding. So now, at 1:30, I would normally send you guys on break at 3 p.m. So from 1:30 over to 3 p.m., we'll be on duty, and your status will change again. So you make another flag at 3 p.m. On that flag, it's still the same city, because we haven't went anywhere. And at that point, at 3 p.m., we're taking a break. All right? You don't have to hook the break part, because when we're going on off duty at 3 p.m., and the break is going to last a half an hour, you don't have to do the hook, so we already specifying what we're doing for that time frame. So after your half an hour break, come back to the on duty not driving. All right. Back on duty. And then that'll be the last break for the day. So you'll push from 3:30 all the way out to 6:30. And then you go off duty for the rest of the day. And your status has changed again though at 6:30, so you make another flag. Same city. Off duty. Alright. So now, at the bottom left, this will be the information to your shipping documents, such as your bill of lading. Bill of lading is just a contract between you and the shipper or receiver. You don't have any load, so it's going to be NA. The line right under it says the shipping commodity. The commodity is what the cargo you're hauling. We don't have that as well. Then at the two bottom lines, you have at the bottom, you have from, and you have to. From is always going to be the city you start, the day you start your login. So we started in S10PA. And the 2 point will always be where you ended up that day, especially if you was over the road or something like that. So you wouldn't do this part either until your day is finished, because you might not know where you end up at. But since we're not going anywhere, that's going to be S10PA as well. All right. Now, on the far right side, it says total hours. We have to calculate our hours. All the hours have to equal up to 24 hours in that log day, because from point A to point B is 24 hours. The easiest way to count your hours, you have to start with your obvious. On the line number 2 is the sleeping berth. We haven't spent any time in the sleeping berth. So basically, we haven't spent any time sleeping in the truck. So we spent 0 hours during that. We haven't spent any time driving. That's going to be another 0. Now, the best way to calculate your hours on off-duty time, when I told you that it goes up in 15-minute increments from 12:15, 12:30, 12:45. The way we do our addition, the way we add about 0.25s. So the 15 minutes is 0.25, the half an hour is 0.50, 45 minutes, 0.75, then you got your one for the whole. So I do it like this. So from 12 a.m. up until 1 p.m. is 13 hours plus the half. That's going to be 13.50. Now obviously you're not going to write the numbers on your page. It's just write it somewhere on the side. Then you got from 3 to 3:30 for the half an hour break. It's another .50. Then you have from 6:30 up to 12 a.m. So you got so I will start with the whole lines first. So that's 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and a half. All right, so that 5 and a half, that puts us at 5 and a half, 19 and a half. All right, so we spent 19 and a half hours on the off-duty line today. All right, so now for the on-duty not driving, from 1:30 p.m. to 3 o'clock, it's an hour and a half. Then from 3:30 to 6:30, it's 3 hours. That gives me that 150 plus that 3, that gives me 4 hours and 50 minutes. That 19 and a half plus that 450 gives me 24 hours. So now I just show all my hours for that day. Now I can certify my log. And that's how, and if you ever get to a position where your numbers is not adding up to 24, you're not adding it up right. Or you didn't probably document your hours correctly. And that's how you do your log.